Hey, welcome to part 2 of Love Dazzler soap making in January of 2023. Hot process soap making process. My name is Penny Nelson and this is Hawk. This is the new Kitty Hawk. And if you want to check out part 1, I use you guys are probably not even in the frame. I am an amateur. And I'm just bringing you along for the whole process. So if you have any questions, you would want to email Penny Nelson, PENNIE_NELSON, and you'd want to give me your cell phone number so I could text you right away. I don't have time to do any promotion or marketing, so I'm not going to blow up your inbox with anything that I know of, at least yet. All soap making is a fundraiser for Equipping Haiti. I learned how to make soap in 2015 when God called my 11-year-old son Josiah and I to Haiti, and I still have a burden to equip Haitian friends, equip the believers, and just provide physical and spiritual help. So it's an exciting day because the Kitty Hawk has just selected me to be her servant. So in the last couple of days, no Kitty Hawk. No, Kitty Hawk, you should not be on the table. Anyway, she selected me to be her servant, and she is learning how to behave in the house. She was a feral cat that lived outside my shed, and she picked me. So we're going to get back to soap making. Let me show you a bar of my soap. All bars of soap are $5. Here I have the sweet orange. We are going to be doing, let me show you. Bars of soap are $5. They are $7 for $30 if you buy them from me. You can buy them from Good Life Nutrition Center in Marion, Illinois. And we're starting in the middle. Okay, so here's the disclaimer. You could be or should be an adult, so don't attempt to make hot process soap until you know what you're doing. I am not responsible for you. You will need to learn things that I'm not teaching you. So all of this is in my opinion, and I'm just doing the best job I can. So I also offer, I'll do a class in your home starting at $33, and I also do custom batches of soap starting at $50. So these are some of the tricks and tips and advice that I have. So thank you for joining me and coming along and for being here. So I use the amateur method of pause, on and off. That's the only editing skills I have. Talking is a skill I have, editing not so much. So let me show you about this soap. We are going to be using pink mica in it. It is from Steph's Micas and More. It's called Pink Lemonade, and we're going to have a pink, I call it a plop swirl. And we are, get off the table, Kitty Hawk. Get off. She's not at all deterred. We are also going to be using from Steph's Micas and More. It is a Love Spell dupe. That's what I'll show it to you, but the bottle is okay. So Steph's Micas and More is online. There's a Facebook group, and she has a page, and I highly recommend. Okay, so let's get started with the process here. Okay, here is your free recipe. The reason why I'm on part 2 of this is because I ran out of manteca. I was 2 ounces short of manteca, and so I had to go to Walmart in the middle. And I would like to also mention that the cost of manteca and soybean oil has gone up. And did I tell you how to do this? You stop the video, you take a screenshot, and then you can read all of these directions, or you can email me with questions. So I have let's take you over there. I have warmed up my manteca in the microwave, and I'm going to pour it into my crock pot. Now, I've never done it this way because I've left my oils on warm for the last hour that I went to Walmart to get more ingredients. So the ingredients in my soap are stearic acid, coconut oil, and this is what kind of coconut oil I buy from Walmart, soybean oil, and manteca. So you put all of your oils in the pot. You make your lye water first, and how it might go fast today, so I'm going to move you over. So I've used this to measure my ingredients, and like I said, if you are interested in making a smaller batch, I have videos on my YouTube channel. It's a playlist called Mumsy Soap School. Okay, when you make hot process soap, you force the saponification with heat. So how you are going to do that is you're going to blend your soap, and then you're going to cook it. So I am just curious to see what temperature my oil is at. On warm, I'm going to turn it to low. That's what I cook it on. And I'm going to add the lye water to my oils, which I've already told you what kind of oils they are. And then I'm going to keep a close eye on it. It looks like it's about 120 degrees. I don't usually, it doesn't make as much of a difference if you're used to cold process soap making. You don't have to worry about it being the same temperatures or all that type of thing. And I just do the dump because it's going to heat up to, 200 degrees anyways in the crock pot and cook. So you don't have to worry about it. And I also don't worry about bubbles and all that stuff, because for me, soap making is not, it's a very forgiving process. So here's an immersion stick blender. Looks like it could stand to be cleaned a little bit before I start, so let's do that. Okay, now this process is a little loud, and also I am not going to know how long my phone is willing to be on pause, because so I might have to make another video. So if that happens, we'll do that. So you're gonna, this is a little loud, and I'm not gonna be able to fast forward it. You are gonna mix your oils and your lye water together until it is a pudding consistency. That's what I'm gonna do. And we're gonna pray that there's no volcanoes, because I'm starting it hotter than I normally do. Whoa! And you do not want to splash. This is chemical hot. This is chemical as well as temperature hot. We already measured it, but it's chemical hot. So you don't want to splash it on you. So therefore, keep your stick blender down. This is part of the part I'm not telling everything you need to know. Okay, I've been buzzing for about another 30 seconds or so, but see how it's starting to thicken up? Personally, I like it to be just a little more. Hot process soap is not real runny like, yeah, the cat. Feed me, servant. It's not real runny like cold process soap. So you, it's a horse of a different color. It's a horse of a different animal. Yeah, there we go. See how it's getting creamy like pudding? That's what I'm looking for. You can do it any way you choose. Yeah, you see that? So that'll do, pig, that'll do. I might even go a little further, but I'm not going to. So that's how it looks. That's how you want it to look. Now the way that I do it is, I'm going to scrape it down. You want it all to be in the pot cooking. Make sure it's on low. You're going to I marked the pot because it's fall and I can't remember things. So we're starting cooking at 137-ish. Good enough. Okay, so we've got that. So now to clean up my my blender, this is how I do it, because this is I'm wearing my gloves. This is chemical hot soap. So I just take my leftover napkins from McDonald's, my favorite place in the world, where I work 3 hours a week, because I can come there once a week to cheer them up. I work at the Interstate McDonald's in Marion, Illinois, and I've worked for McDonald's for 20 years. 20 years. It was in 2002 of February that I was hired for 1 day a week, and I have made some of the best friends and had a great experience, and I should be getting paid for the stress of it like I'm a rocket scientist, but I don't. In fact, I never thought I'd ever get up to $10 an hour. But we're well past that now, which I don't agree with. I guess I'll go to meddling. I'll go to meddling because it's an entry wage position. And people 16 are not worth $13 or $14 an hour, in my opinion. In my opinion. Anyways, I don't know how much they think they can charge for a McChicken. I guess they're gonna keep charging for the sauces. But anyways, I've gone to meddling now. I've gone to meddling, so that's how I clean up and I usually have an extra immersion stick blender because I've been standing here and burned out my mixer and had to go to Walmart to get a mixer in the middle of my soap process. So those are some of my very old videos. Okay, so now we're just going to put you on pause. I might talk you through some other things. Let's see where you are. Let's put you on pause. Okay, we're going to talk about super fats now. Now, the cool thing about hot process soap is you can control your additional moisturizing ingredients, okay? So since we're using the cheaper ingredients, and we are saponifying all of the soap. So we are going to be adding extra fats that'll be called our super fats. Let me go get the recipe for you. And for that, we are not using, that would be a good reason where you'd want to use your rice bran oil, your mango butter, your shea butter, your cocoa butter, all of those expensive oils. You can add those, and those will be the moisturizing ingredients. So let me get the recipe. Okay, so for my recipe, which includes 84 ounces of oil, and you can get on SoapCal to make your own recipe, and I don't have time to, but I've already experimented, and this is a really good recipe, so why mess with something already done? But you could. And so for this amount of oils, I add 72 grams of coconut oil, 85 grams of extra pure, the most expensive olive oil that I can buy. It's not I guess it is. I don't know. It could say some other words, but this was the most expensive olive oil that I could get that day. And then I also use a little bit of glycerin. So, and my bar is luxurious and bubbly and wonderful. So I'm just going to stay with it the way that I have it. So you're going to tear out your scale. And in some of my batches, I add up to 75 grams of honey. And after you're done cooking, so just for your directions, we're probably going to go over it a little bit more. You would not want to add your fragrance oil until your soap had cooled down to 160 degrees. And I'm pretty sure I add 3 tablespoons for this size batch. Hopefully we'll be able to show you some of that stuff. Okay. So my coconut oil is already still melty from being in the microwave. So I need 75 grams here. Oh, this is good math for toddlers, huh? Do we got any toddlers? 5, 6, 7, 8. 75. Okay, 75. Ish. Next we have, oops, and it was supposed to be 72, so it's going to be a little more moisturizing. We have 65 on the olive oil. Ooh, right there. And then we have, I think it's 29 on the glycerin, 30 on the glycerin. And I love soap because everybody needs soap. It's a consumable product. It is not a highly regulated product, although I do comply as if the soap police were about to show up and write me a ticket. So I'm going to save this until after we've cooked it, after we've cooked the soap. And I have my gloves there because the soap is still chemical hot until it's completely cooked. So I have a timer on over there, you can see. And I am going to be doing some cleanup in the kitchen. See, I have a full trash can and I got a cat on the table again. Kitty, I've told you, get down. You only get on tables when humans are not around because you have fur. You don't get on tables. Don't wag your tail. Look at how her fur is missing. Look at how her fur is missing. Anyways, everybody knows that cats are not allowed on tables unless humans are not around. So, but she's been an outdoor feral, so she hasn't learned the lesson yet. And she looks at me like, she wants to be so close to me. She looks at me like, if I could just crawl in your mouth and down your throat, I would be the most happy. She just looks at me. Can I crawl in there? No. Okay. So I'm going to clean up some mess, and if you're able to stay on pause, then I'll pull you in and show you what's happening as the cooking process is going along. Otherwise, there'll be more parts to this video, so you can just hang along for the whole process. Pause. Okay, we're 15 minutes in, and you can see it's just starting to cook on the side. Just starting to cook. Okay, it's 2:04, so 30 minutes into the cook. See how that's doing? So we're gonna leave it for about an hour. I might turn the crock around because it cooks a little unevenly, but some people say leave the lid on. Fortunately for me, I don't think soap making is too it's a forgiving sport. Okay, it's 2:11, so okay, now it's 2:16. Isn't that cool? I just love it. Still gonna wait to stir though. Okay, the next step in the process is I am going to be lining my mold. I'm going to be lining my mold, and I use freezer paper to do that. And I also, I enjoy working at home, so doing this at home, I might show you a little bit how to do it. I got this beautiful Christmas tree. My friend Candy made it for me. It's crocheted. And I got it right after Christmas, so I couldn't stand to put it away yet. And this is also my January tablecloth. So I think I'm ready to have Valentine's Day now. So it is the 27th of January, so I think it's time to take out the January tablecloth. There are some steps to making soap. If you want to check them out, kind of go over them. If you need to ask questions, the number to get a hold of me is Penny, PENNIE_Nelson@yahoo.com. First of all, you're going to gather your ingredients and knowledge, including your recipe. You're going to gather your tools. You're going to prepare your lye water. You're going to prepare your oils. You're going to stick blend until trace. Cook soap batter on low and crock pot. We're going to prepare the mold. We're going to add the superfats to soap and then continue for cooking a little bit. We're going to cool it to 160 degrees, and then we're going to add our fragrance or essential oil. Now I also decided, this is the note, that honey goes in with the superfats and you cook it in. It does make it a little brown, but that's what I'm doing from now on. You're going to put your soap in your mold and cool it. Then tomorrow or another day, we unmold the soap, we cut the soap, we label the soap. And then finally, or during the process, we're going to clean up all the tools and put everything back away and get back to normal. Oh. So, now with your hot process soap, whatever you put your soap in, that's what shape it's going to be. So you can buy a mold, or you could use, this is a heavy whipping cardboard, like a waxed covered cardboard container, and then it would be square. I like to use the wax paper so I can pull it right out. You can also put it in some type of plasticware and line it with saran wrap. You're going to see that soap is kind of gloppy, so we do what I call a plop and swirl. So this is all completely square except for the top part will have a little texture on it, and you'll see that as we go along. So let me show you how to do this. So it's another thing you need to know how to do. Of course, there's molds for sale online, but I wanted my soaps to be the right size for my hand to do the flip. I love to do the flip with the soap. And my branding is kind of country, or it's complete is what my brand is. So simple, green. So I don't cut off all the edge. I'm trying to give you as much soap as you can have. I just don't think it's that hard to rub your bar one time on the washcloth. But some people like to take off all the edges and do all that stuff. But then I would have a waste and it would take extra time, and I'm trying to be complete, so I don't do that. So now I've got 2 pieces for my sides. Show you how to put one in. Of course, you can do it any way you want. Let me see. I hope you can see. I didn't go over there and check. Let me check. Now you can see. Okay. It's a lot of expense to get started, but it's a fun hobby that you'll want to continue. That's what or you can buy from me, or I can make it for you. It's a lot of fun now. All right, let me show you how I do this. And guess what? My soap is about ready to stir in an hour. Sure, there's better ways to do it than what I do. This is the way I do it. We get to stir the soap. We get to stir the soap. Shall we stir the soap? Best part of the day. Actually, my favorite part is taking the soap out of the mold. And I've got to remember this time because I'll have to cut it Monday. I can't cut it before Monday. See this exact way that I measure it here? Folding it. Oh boy. That's scientific. I guess if I was smart, I could measure. I mean, there's lots of ways you can do it. Lots of ways to get the job done. Okay. I'm going to fold it. I'm gonna try to make a crisp line down there so it's a rectangle. We're gonna tape it on there. I guess you can always fast forward if you're a little bored. You know how to operate things. I already told you that editing is not my thing. Oh boy, we're gonna stir soap, and that's worth waiting on, or fast forwarding on. Click, 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 click. All right, you see that? Okay, it is 2:40, so we've been cooking an hour. Oh, this is so exciting. Oh boy, look at that. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? So we're gonna stir. I'll make sure to get everything out of the corners there. Well, people would have opinions. And I'm gonna keep cooking. Oh, isn't that so nice? And it does have a smell, even though it doesn't have fragrance oil. It has a smell in it, but it's this is unscented so far, so it's just the smell of. Yeah, see, this looks really. It looks like it's. I wish I was a professional. I wish I was a professional. I think it's done. Isn't that wild? I believe that's soap. Huh. The thing is, I'm pretty sure the heat will force it the rest of the way, but that's glossy. That's it. In my, let's see, 8 years. I started in 2015. I started selling at the farmer's market in April, so we don't need to cook another hour, I don't think. I'm not going to. Well, that's amazing. Let's see what temperature we are, just because I'm nosy. I have turned it down to low. So now we're going to add some super fats. Oh, it needs a little. I'm going to give it a burst in the microwave here. 140. Coming up to 140. That looks like soap. That's what I'm. So now we're going to stir in the super fats at an hour. Huh. So I guess this is where you're going to do the rest of your research. Because we're going to do it my way, and you can do it your way. All right. So I do not put honey in my Love Dazzler. And Love Dazzler is a Love Potion Victoria's Secret dupe. And it is fruity and florally. And it's really Valentine's-y, in my opinion. So I make it for Valentine's Day and Mother's Day. And I will have about 24 bars, but I already have 6 bars spoken for, and then I'm going to check with Good Life. So if you, and I know I have a couple people who definitely want to order, so if you want some Love Dazzler beautiful Valentine soap, you better make a comment, or you better let me know, because I make it once a year unless you make a $50 special order. So this is where we're stirring it. So all of the soap in the pot has been saponified, okay? 100% saponified. So that would not be very nourishing for your skin. That would be like a good soap to clean with. And but we're going to use it on our skin. So now we know that the coconut oil, the olive oil, and the glycerin, that's what, if you made a batch of soap out of super fine extra press, that's olive oil is expensive. So I've done research and I've come up with the recipe that I love. So, but it's different people like different things. So we are going to continue cooking this with the super fats in for just a little bit, maybe 15 minutes, and then we will get to check the temperature. See how it's kind of changed the consistency a little bit? And it's harder. We want to make sure the oil is stirred in as well as the fragrance oil, because we don't want to have a pocket of something unstirred in. Oh, my kitty was bad. She was a feral cat, so she's just learning. She's got a cat box, but she's been pooping in there, but she finally had to void, and she thought she'd try out the carpet in my bedroom. Not happy. So now she's in the back room. So this is how I clean off my... So now that it's saponified, in my opinion, you don't need your gloves. It's not chemical hot anymore, but it still is temperature hot. So I'm going to give it 15 minutes and then take a temperature check, and then we'll go on from there. And that's what you want, all of it to be in there so you don't get crunchies. All right, so what time have we got? Got a crying kitty. Oops. She wants me to pet her. I'll give it 10. Okay, so it is 3 o'clock on the dot, and I'm going to check my temperature of my soap. The super fats are in, and if it is, oops, I need a spoon. If it's at 100, what did I do with my spoons? Blind, I'm blind. Okay. If it's at 160 degrees, I can add my fragrance oil, because fragrance oil is really an expensive part of the soap, so I don't like to have expensive mistakes. Now, Steph has her stuff marked. So this is maximum use in soap is 16.8%. Now, I'm not going to use that. I think I'm in between 3 and 5%. But you would always want to check that. I like a soap. I don't like it to tickle you. I don't like it to creep up on you. I like it to have a firm smell. So with this, I think it's too hot to do it. It feels too hot to me. So I've taken it out of the crock, and we're going to let it cool down some. The person who trained me, Kimberly McNutt, says when you use this kind of thing, you've got to trick it. You've got to stir it. You can't just put it in one place. So we've got over 170, so that means I get a 20-minute break. So that's exciting for me. I can pet kitty, and I enjoy doing soap because I can be at home. I can be at home, so I'll be back with you, and except I can't play on my phone because you're my phone, so that's no good. I'll have to do something. I'm gonna read my Bible. Oh my goodness. Okay, so my soap is cool enough, so the first thing I'm gonna do is put I'm gonna put the fragrance oil in it and stir it in. How I do that is it's 3 tablespoons or 145 grams. So I save my, what is this called? Medicine dropper. And 30 plus 15, or 1.5 ounces is 45. Oh my gosh, I wish there was smell-o-vision. It smells so good. It's a fruity floral. It's just awesome. Like, really makes you happy and start thinking of spring. So it's just really, really good. So I stir it for at least 2 minutes. I sometimes put on my timer, which I'm sure you can imagine what stirring for 2 minutes looks like. So I don't know that you... Oh, so good. So good. There's a kitty hawk. I really kind of feel for her. I'll have to take her Monday and get some, because I bet she has worms. I love kitties. So you want to stir the fragrance oil completely in. Oops. Okay, so now that I've got my fragrance oil stirred in, the way I do it to do a swipe or a swirl or whatever is I'm going to put about half the batter in my mold. Oh, it really smells good. You see how it's really kind of thick? I like colors and I like different kinds of soap, so I like to have a little mica in it so I know which bar is which. And since I'm the creator, I get to choose. Creator gets to choose. Okay, so now make sure you have a good view. You do not. Gonna split up my batter here. And I'm gonna take my pink lemonade. Oh, this is the best part. I hope you can see. It's glittery fun. It's glittery fun. Now, I had bought this party pink mica from Brambleberry before, and so this is what I think it's the same color. So, oh boy, shimmery shining. Shimmery shining. Oh, reminds me of like, woo! It reminds me of the blush that I used to wear when I was in junior high. So I'm just going to kind of stir it in on this side. That's how I do it. Some people would disperse it with water because they don't like the glitter flying everywhere. I'd have a little too much. Might want to use more. Might be a good reason to disperse it in water, but it's all right. I'm going to use the rest. Oh my gosh, it's so glittery. It's so happy. I like the mess. I like it. I like it. It's pink. It's glittery. It's fun. Woo! Oh. This is fun. Okay, so now just gonna take this. And it's okay. It's blended in good enough. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this. Make sure you can see. I told you I'm an amateur. Okay. We're just gonna make sure everybody's got a little bit. Is my usable arm in the way? Okay, so then everybody's got some, so we'll add the little bit more white, more love color. And it's okay if we're not perfect here. I hope you can see. This is so fun. It smells so good. And how can you go wrong? Oh. We need a big blob over there. Oh. Oh. Well, I didn't run out of battery. Okay. Now these are going to be soap scrap samples. Okay, all right, so let's not worry about that too much. And we're going to find my thingamajigger here. Scoot it in. Kind of make it even. That cat who's been eating birds and squirrels has not figured out the window. Where is my this? We'll kind of stir it around a little bit. Then I'm going to pound. So I'll turn you around for the pounding. Oh Lord. Loud noise. Oh my gosh, we've got success here. Okay, that does it. Oh Lord. So we're gonna put her to bed and let her rest for tonight. And I don't think that I will be able to cut her tomorrow. But I did want to show you the rest of the process. I'm gonna make the labels, which have all the ingredients on it. Of course, this is the Christmas snow, so there's different ingredients. It's a cigar again. I put it on there. On the back is my phone number that I don't want you to see. Some information about when the video was made or when the soap was made. So hang on to your cigar band wrapper. But this is what how I comply to regulations that don't exist. So that's your finished project, and that's the perfect size for your hand, in my opinion. So let me tell you goodbye. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, friends, for for coming along today and learning how to make Love Dazzler soap. Do me a favor and help out with the, well, you could just buy some soap. Saturday is bath day, tomorrow is bath day, and you're going to need, everybody needs a bath whether you want one or not, so you're going to need some soap. So you know what to do. Thanks for hanging out.